Hi, Grace the Book Lady, and I found something I'm excited to read to you today. This is a version of Little Red Riding Hood that I used to read when I was a little girl, and I lost it. I can't even remember when I lost it. And I was just searching a used bookseller's website, and I found it again. And this is the cover, Little Red Riding Hood. If you can see, the cover, the photo has a 3D effect, which I really loved looking at as a kid. I would make everybody read this to me. So here we go. I'm going to read it for you today. Once long ago, there lived a little girl who was loved by everyone. Her grandmother loved her especially and made her a beautiful red cape with a hood that people used to wear when they went out riding. The little girl looked so pretty in it that everyone began to call her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother told her to take a basket of bread and cakes to her grandmother who was sick. Her grandmother lived about an hour's walk away through the woods, so Little Red Riding Hood's mother warned her to go straight along the path, not to linger along the way. Fully intending to do so, as her mother told her, Little Red Riding Hood started on her way out. There she is with her mother. Before long, while walking through the woods, Little Red Riding Hood was stopped by a big wolf. Since she had never seen a wolf before, Little Red Riding Hood was not frightened. "Where are you going this fine day?" the wolf asked Little Red Riding Hood. "To take these cakes to my grandmother who is sick," answered Little Red Riding Hood, not realizing the wolf was wicked. "And have you far to walk?" asked the wolf, quickly thinking of a plan to trap Little Red Riding Hood. "No, it's not far. Grandmother's cottage is just the other side of the woods," replied Little Red Riding Hood, and she started on her way once more. There's the wolf. I just love his outfit. And the wolf stopped her and suggested, "Since the sun is still high in the sky, you have plenty of time. Why not pick some of those pretty flowers to cheer your grandmother up?" "Why, that's a very good idea," said Little Red Riding Hood, and she thanked the wolf for his suggestion. The sly wolf said goodbye and hurried on through the woods to reach grandmother's cottage ahead of Little Red Riding Hood. When he got to her door, the wolf knocked. Grandmother called out, "Who is it?" "It is I, Little Red Riding Hood, with some bread and cakes to make you feel better," answered the wicked wolf, in a high voice like Little Red Riding Hood's. Lift the latch and come right in, my dear. I am resting in bed," said grandmother. And there's the wolf. Again, I love the outfit, and there's his lolling tongue. Soon there was a knock on the door. Imitating grandmother's voice, the wolf called out, "Who is it?" "It is I, Little Red Riding Hood, with some bread and cakes to make you feel better," answered Little Red Riding Hood. "Lift the latch and come right in, my dear. I am resting in my bed," said the wolf, imitating grandmother's voice. It seemed dark in the cottage as Little Red Riding Hood walked in, and there was no sunshine, and something seemed wrong. Then she went closer to the bed, and her grandmother looked very strange. "Grandmother, what big ears you have." "Better to hear you with, my dear," said the wolf. "Grandmother, what big eyes you have." "Better to see you with, my dear," said the wolf. "Grandmother, what big teeth you have." "Better to eat you up, my dear," said the wolf. Yeah, first of all, I love this patchwork quilt. The first time I read this, I asked for a quilt like this. And I got one about a year later for Christmas. So, and I also love the glasses and the bonnet. Amazing. With that, the wolf jumped out of bed, caught Little Red Riding Hood, and swallowed her down in one gulp. His stomach was now so full that he became very sleepy. Thinking he could rest a while before returning home, the wolf lay down. Soon he was sound asleep, snoring loudly. About that time, a woodcutter had passed by and heard the snores. He knew that Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother was ill and thought it strange that she should be snoring in such an ungrandmotherly fashion. The woodcutter crept up quietly and looked into the cottage. To his surprise, instead of Little Red Riding Hood, or Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother, he saw the wolf sound asleep with his belly full to bursting. There is the wolf chasing poor Little Red. "Aha!" exclaimed the woodcutter. "Here is the very wolf I have been hunting these past months. Surely a more wicked creature it would be hard to find." Realizing that the wolf must have eaten grandmother, the woodcutter carefully split open the wolf's stomach to let her out. To his great surprise, out jumped Little Red Riding Hood, safe but frightened. They both helped out Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother, who was very weak from being inside the wolf's dark stomach for so long. The two thanked the woodcutter for saving them. Little Red Riding Hood made a promise to pay careful attention to her mother's warnings. From that day on, she never again lingered on her way to grandmother's cottage. So there's Little Red, Grandma, the woodcutter, his dog, who kind of looked like my dog Astra growing up, and then the wolf. So that was Little Red Riding Hood, my favorite book growing up. I hope you enjoyed it because I had fun reading it and I was so happy to find it. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you soon. Bye.